She found the second phone on a Tuesday afternoon, in the kind of silence that makes small sounds feel dangerous. It was hidden under a folded stack of t-shirts in his drawer, flat and black, the kind of device people pretend not to own. She was not looking for it. She was just putting laundry away, moving through the apartment on autopilot, trying to make order out of another long day. Her fingers brushed the edge of something that did not belong to that drawer. She paused. For a second, she told herself it was nothing important, maybe an old wallet, a forgotten receipt, some random object he had shoved in there months ago. But the shape was too clean, too familiar. She pushed the shirts aside and saw the phone. It lay face down, no case, no scratches, like it had been bought recently and handled with care. The main phone he used every day had a cracked corner and a faded blue case. This one was different, thinner, colder. She stared at it without touching, as if it could shatter the moment she picked it up. In the hallway, she could hear the shower still running. Water hit the tile in a steady rhythm. He was humming something behind the closed bathroom door, off-key and relaxed, completely unaware that his other life was no longer as hidden as he thought. She slid her hand under the device and lifted it. It was heavier than she expected, or maybe her hand was just weaker than she wanted it to be. The screen stayed dark, but the weight of it was loud enough. Her thumb hovered near the side button. She hesitated. There were a dozen explanations she could give herself in that instant. Work phone, old phone, backup phone, something reasonable, something harmless. But he had never mentioned a second phone. Not once. She pressed the side button. The screen lit up with a neutral wallpaper she had never seen. A set of numbers for the lock screen. No fingerprint prompt. No missed calls. No messages visible. No name at the top linking it to a network or company she recognized. He had not given her the code. He had not even given her a reason to know it existed. In the bathroom, the water shut off. The sudden quiet made her heart jump. Now she could hear the faint scrape of the shower curtain, the clink of a shampoo bottle being moved, the dull thud of his feet shifting on the wet floor. Her thumb froze over the glass. If she put the phone back exactly where she found it, she could pretend this never happened. If she kept holding it, if he walked in and saw it in her hand, everything would explode right there in the middle of the bedroom. The door handle in the hallway rattled once as he adjusted the towel from inside. She had seconds. Her pulse climbed into her throat. The phone felt hot now, as if it knew it was not supposed to be seen. She wanted to march into the bathroom and hold it up, ask him why there was a whole other device hidden under his clothes. She wanted him to stutter. She wanted him to sweat. Instead, she inhaled once, slowly. Then she turned the phone face down and slid it back into the drawer, under the shirts, like she had never touched it. She closed the drawer with care, aligning it perfectly with the dresser, checking that the gap on both sides was the same as before. Only then did she realize her hands were shaking. She pressed her palms flat against her jeans, forcing them to still. He came out of the bathroom a moment later, towel around his waist, hair damp and messy, steam following him into the hallway. He walked past the bedroom door without looking in, humming the same out-of-tune melody. He smelled like soap and warm water and the ordinary life she thought they were living together. She watched him for a second, her expression blank. He smiled as he passed, a quick, casual smile, the kind he had given her 1,000 times. Nothing in his face suggested he had anything to hide. "Hey," he said, voice lazy and soft. "Hey," she answered, steady. He disappeared into the kitchen, opening cabinets, clinking glasses. She could hear him moving without hurry, unaware that something had shifted in the apartment, in the air, in her. The second phone stayed in the drawer. He believed it was still safe there. She could have confronted him that night. She could have pulled the drawer open while he was standing in front of her and forced him to explain why he needed a device she had never seen, with a lock code she did not know. She could have demanded the truth right there, with the water still drying on his shoulders. Instead, she sat on the edge of the bed and listened to the sounds from the kitchen. The fridge opening, the clink of ice in a glass, the slow pour of something over it. Her breathing leveled out. Her fingers, now clasped together in her lap, stopped trembling. It would be easy to explode, easy to make a scene, to scream, to throw the phone at him and watch his expression collapse under shock and guilt. Easy to let rage choose the words. But rage burns fast. Rage gives answers too soon. She looked at the closed drawer, at the place where the phone rested in the dark. There was something colder than rage available to her now. Something quieter. She realized she had just been given a window into a part of his life he thought would stay invisible. He trusted that drawer. He trusted the silence. He trusted her not to look too closely. The thought did not make her feel weak. It made her feel powerful. She stood up and walked to the doorway, leaning on the frame for a moment as she watched him from a distance. He was pouring a drink, his back to her, moving in the ordinary rhythm of a man who believed his secrets were safe. She noted the way he checked his main phone on the counter, the casual glance, the quick swipe, the slight frown when there was nothing new. He never looked toward the bedroom. He never even thought about the drawer. She understood something important then. He had no idea that the second phone was no longer just his. He did not know that, for a few seconds, the weight of it had shifted into her hands. She did not need to know the password yet. She did not need to see the messages that night. The simple fact of its existence was enough. She stepped into the kitchen, her face relaxed, her voice calm. He turned, smiling at her again, offering her the glass like everything between them was unchanged. She took it, their fingers brushing lightly. "Long day?" he asked. "Yeah," she said. Her voice was smooth, without cracks. He kissed her cheek and went back to the counter. She let him. Behind her, down the short hallway, the bedroom remained still. The drawer was closed. The second phone waited. She could feel its presence even from there, like a small, steady heartbeat of truth, hiding behind thin wood and cotton. It was not going anywhere. Neither was she. Right there, in that quiet kitchen with the smell of soap still clinging to his skin, she made a decision he would not see. Not today, not tomorrow. She would say nothing. Not for one day. Not for two. She would carry the knowledge of that phone with her, invisible and heavy, through every conversation, every touch, every laugh they shared. She would watch him closely, listen to the tone of his late-night calls, the explanations he gave, the stories that suddenly did not match. She would let him think he was safe, and she would see how far he was willing to go, how deep the lie really ran, before she ever let him know she had opened that drawer. 27 days. That was how long the secret would live between them, known only to one of them, growing heavier by the hour. She woke up the next morning with the vague feeling that something in the apartment was out of place. It was not a bill unpaid or an appointment forgotten. It was a drawer. It was the weight of a device she was not supposed to know existed. He was still asleep beside her, turned slightly away, one arm under the pillow, breathing slow and deep. His face in that early light was the face she knew well. Relaxed, unguarded, belonging to a man who believed his life was simple and safe. She watched him for a few seconds, trying to reconcile that peaceful expression with the memory of the cold black phone pressed against her palm. When he finally stirred and opened his eyes, he found the same woman he had gone to bed with. She did not stare him down. She did not ask questions. She did not cry. She said good morning with the same tone she always used. He smiled, the same lazy, familiar smile, and leaned in to rest his chin on her shoulder for a moment. He got up before she did and padded down the hallway to the bathroom. The sound of the shower came on a minute later. Water hit tile in a steady rush. She stayed in bed a little longer, not because she was tired, but because she needed to remember what it felt like to move through this space without revealing anything. Every gesture of hers from now on would be performed under a new kind of observation. Not his. Hers. When she finally stepped out of the bedroom, the drawer was right there, in her peripheral vision, as fixed as the wall. She walked past it without turning her head, feeling its presence anyway. The television murmured faintly in the living room. In the kitchen, dishes clinked. He was moving around, humming something off-key, living the first morning of a life that, in his mind, had not changed at all. He was at the counter when she entered the kitchen, already dressed, scrolling on his main phone. The blue case, the cracked corner, the one she was meant to see. "Sleep okay?" he asked, not looking up right away. "Yeah," she said, opening a cabinet for mugs. "You?" "Like a rock," he answered. He sounded pleased with himself. He always did on days when he felt ahead of his to-do list. She watched him over the rim of her cup as he unlocked his phone, moved through apps, and skimmed his notifications. It was a perfectly ordinary sight, except now she knew this was only half of the story. Another device, with its own screen and its own trail of messages, sat in a dark drawer a few steps away. He kissed her temple before he left for work, keys jangling in his hand. "I'll text you later," he said. "Okay," she replied. The door closed behind him and silence settled into the apartment again. She stayed at the table for a moment, staring at the space he had just occupied. Eventually, she stood and walked down the hallway. The drawer seemed to hum. She opened it with the same steady care as the afternoon before. The shirts were still stacked, the folds sharp, the pile undisturbed. She nudged the fabric aside and saw the second phone exactly where she had left it. No new light, no movement. Just the flat, dark presence of it. This time, she did not pick it up. She only looked at it. The shock had burned off. In its place was something colder, recognition. The phone was no longer a surprise. It was a fact. A line that connected the man she shared a bed with to a version of himself she had yet to meet. She closed the drawer and walked away. The first messages of the day arrived mid-morning. His name lit up her screen with a photo from the office. A messy desk, a coffee cup, a stack of papers, a tired caption about a long day ahead. She looked at the picture longer than necessary, examining small details. There was nothing obviously wrong in it. It was the ordinary presentation of a man who wanted his partner to see him as busy, responsible, grounded. She replied with something neutral and kind, wishing him luck, telling him to hang in there. Then she put her phone down, screen up, volume on. Every new vibration would now be measured against the knowledge she carried from the bedroom. Later, he sent a short voice message, joking about a meeting that had gone nowhere, mocking one of his co-workers' habits. His tone was light, intimate. He spoke to her the way he always had, as if she were the one person in the world who understood his frustrations. She listened to the audio in the kitchen, one hand braced on the counter, eyes on the window. She let it play once and resisted the urge to press play again and dissect every breath and pause for lies. It would be easy to drive herself mad like that. Too easy. Instead, she slipped the phone into her pocket and went back to her day. But ordinary moments were no longer ordinary. She became aware of patterns she had never bothered to track. The times of day he tended to text, the length of the gaps between conversations, the way he sometimes disappeared for a stretch and came back with a ready-made explanation. Everything became data. Late in the afternoon, a new message appeared. Running a bit late. Meeting got dragged out. It was the kind of sentence that, in another version of her life, would not even have registered as anything but mildly annoying. Now it came with an invisible notation in her mind. He was away, out of sight, in a space where he believed no one was watching. And somewhere nearby, or perhaps on his person, there might be another phone she had not yet seen outside that drawer. When she heard his key in the lock that evening of the first silent day, she already knew that nothing he said would exist in isolation anymore. He stepped in with the familiar sigh of someone coming home after a long shift, dropped his bag, kicked his shoes off in the hallway. "What a day," he muttered, walking toward her. "You have no idea." She watched him closely, scanning for changes. His shirt was rumpled, but not in a way that meant anything on its own. His tie hung loose. He smelled like coffee and the same cologne he always wore. His eyes carried the same tired brightness. "Meeting that bad?" she asked, perfectly calm. "It was a disaster," he said. "People arguing about the same thing for hours." He talked for minutes, painting scenes of conference rooms and presentations, co-workers and managers. It all sounded plausible. She had no proof to the contrary, not yet. She had only the knowledge that one drawer in one bedroom contained an unmentioned device. That alone split his version of reality into two overlapping tracks. When he went to shower that night, the rush of water from the bathroom filled the apartment again. Another familiar sound, another familiar frame. Only now she understood that these intervals, when he was out of the room and the world around them was quiet, were the moments in which she could see her own life from the outside. She did not go to the drawer that time. She stayed on the couch, eyes on the wall, letting the urge to check recede like a wave. If she turned this into a frantic hunt, if she could not breathe without touching that secret, she would become just as trapped by the phone as he was. On the first day, she had observed. On the second, she woke before him. The room was still dim, curtains closed against the morning. She got out of bed carefully, not wanting to wake him, and went straight past the dresser without slowing. In the kitchen, she made coffee, set plates, sliced fruit. By the time he stepped out of the bedroom, rubbing his eyes, everything was ready. "Wow," he said, grinning. "Special breakfast today?" "I just woke up too early," she said, shrugging. He sat down and grabbed his main phone, like always. The screen lit his face as he scrolled, answering messages. She watched the small changes in his expression, the half smile at something he read, the brief tightening of his mouth, the slight narrowing of his eyes. "Who's that?" she asked lightly when she saw a flash of a name she did not recognize on the notification bar. "Just the group," he answered quickly. Too quickly. "Work stuff." She let it go. It was not the time to press on a minor inconsistency. The point of these early days was not to force confessions out of him. It was to map his reflexes, the speed of his answer, the way he angled the phone a fraction away from her as he spoke, the way his thumb hovered over the screen as if covering something she might otherwise glimpse. Every small movement went into a quiet ledger inside her mind. When he left for work that second morning, she waited until the echo of his steps down the hallway had faded. Only then did she return to the bedroom. The drawer opened as smoothly as ever. The shirts were still there, folded, ordinary. She moved them aside with her fingertips and took the second phone out for the first time that day. It felt colder now, as if it had spent the night gathering the chill of the wood around it. She pressed the side button. The same lock screen appeared. No notifications, no missed calls, no hungry little icons begging for attention. The emptiness of it was more telling than any flood of messages would have been. He cleared what he did not want to leave behind. He was careful with this device in a way he never was with the visible one. Her thumb hovered over the digits, birthdays, anniversaries, simple combinations anyone would think to try. For a moment she entertained the idea of entering a sequence just to see. Then she pictured what would happen if she guessed wrong too many times. A lockout, a forced reset, a notification. A small glitch that might draw his attention to the fact that someone else had tried to get in. It was too early for that. The phone, as it was more valuable untouched. She laid it back under the shirts and slid the drawer closed. On the second day, her test was about control. On the third, it became about attention. The hours unfolded in small, precise moments. Text messages about lunch, quick jokes, an afternoon call that went to voicemail, another photo from the office. To anyone else, the day would have looked exactly like 100 days before it. But now she read it differently. Gaps mattered. Delays mattered. The spaces between what he told her and where he claimed to be mattered. That evening, he dropped his main phone on the coffee table and walked down the hallway, already talking as it vibrated again in his hand. "It's work. I'll be right back," he said over his shoulder. The device on the table was unlocked. For years, an unlocked screen had meant an invitation, a sign of transparency. Tonight, it meant something else, a decoy that had no power to calm her anymore. She did not reach for it. She kept her hands in her lap and listened instead. His voice, muffled by distance and walls, carried a different rhythm from the way he talked to her. There were longer pauses, lower tones, half-finished sentences. She could not make out the words, not clearly, but she could hear effort. He was trying to keep something contained, to keep his voice from carrying. She did not creep closer to the door, did not tilt her head to catch every syllable. She stayed where she was, letting only the pattern of the sound sink in. When he returned, the smile took a beat too long to form. "Was that your boss?" she asked casually, as he picked up the phone from the table. "Yeah," he said. "Annoying stuff." He did not elaborate. She did not ask him to. She was starting to understand that the truth was unlikely to arrive if she simply requested it. The truth was accumulating elsewhere, in split seconds of hesitation, in the way his eyes flicked down when she asked a simple question, in the way his shoulders tightened when his phone buzzed out of reach. That night, lying in the dark with him breathing steadily beside her, she opened her eyes and stared at the ceiling. The apartment was quiet, but the knowledge between them was not. It pressed against her chest in a different way than fear or sadness ever had. For him, this was the third day of an unremarkable week. For her, it was the third day of something else entirely, an experiment he did not know he was part of. She did not yet know who was on the other end of that second phone. She did not know where he truly went when he said he was stuck at work, or what stories he told about her when she was not there to hear them. But she knew this much. The drawer was still closed, the device was still hidden, and every hour he moved through his life believing that was true. He gave her more than he realized. The second phone had not changed. She had. On the fourth day, a sliver of opportunity appeared. He left for work in a rush, coffee spilling over the rim of his travel mug, keys snatched from the counter without their usual rattle. The apartment door clicked shut behind him, leaving behind the faint smell of his shampoo and the echo of his footsteps fading down the hall. She waited exactly 3 minutes, long enough for the elevator to reach the ground floor, long enough for him to be out of earshot, even if he doubled back for a forgotten wallet or phone. Then she went to the bedroom. The drawer opened with the same soft resistance as always. The shirts lay undisturbed, their folds casting thin shadows in the morning light filtering through the blinds. She moved them aside, her movements precise, almost surgical. The second phone waited face down, its matte back blending into the fabric around it. She lifted it this time, held it in both hands, felt its edges bite slightly into her palms. The side button clicked under her thumb. The screen woke up, still locked, still blank. But this time, as the neutral wallpaper loaded, a single notification ghosted across the top of the screen before vanishing. A name, half a heart emoji, no words, just enough to make her breath catch. The name was not familiar, not a coworker she had met, not a friend from his side of the family, someone new, someone who used hearts at 8:47 a.m. on a Thursday. Her thumb hovered over the numbers. She could try. 4 digits. Simple patterns. His birthday. Their anniversary. The address of the first apartment they shared. She knew him well enough to guess, but guessing carried risk. Too many wrong tries could trigger a lockout, a reset, a sign that someone had been there. And if he noticed even a flicker of change when he checked it later, the game would shift. He would know someone new. She set the phone down exactly as she had found it, aligned the edge with the fold of a shirt, closed the drawer until it clicked. In the kitchen, her own phone buzzed. His name on the screen. A photo of his coffee cup on his desk, captioned, "Survived the commute." She stared at it for 10 seconds before typing back a thumbs-up emoji. Her hands felt steady, her face felt neutral. That afternoon, he came home earlier than expected. She heard his key before she was ready, the sound sharper than usual against the quiet of her thoughts. She was at the sink, hands wet from dishes, when he walked in. "Short day?" she asked. "Meeting got canceled," he said, dropping his bag. "Figured I'd come back, maybe we could grab dinner later." His smile was easy. Too easy. She wondered if he had planned the early return, if he wanted to test the air between them, if something in his routine had nudged him to check on her. "Sure," she said. "Sounds good." He lingered in the kitchen doorway, watching her dry her hands on a towel. His main phone stayed in his pocket. She did not ask about work. She did not mention the notification she had glimpsed. She turned the conversation to dinner options, letting normalcy fill the space. But she noticed how his eyes flicked toward the bedroom hallway once. Just once. That night, he left his bag on the couch when he went to shower. The zipper was half open. She could have reached inside, could have felt for the shape of another device, another secret. She did not. Instead, she sat with her back to the bathroom door and listened to the water run. The sound marked time now. Each shower was a window. Each minute of absence was a chance to think without his presence clouding her focus. When he emerged, towel around his waist, she was scrolling through restaurant menus on her phone. He leaned over the back of the couch, arms draped around her shoulders. "What looks good?" he asked. She tilted the screen toward him. "Italian? Or that place with the patio?" He chose Italian. She made the reservation. As they got ready to leave, she watched from the corner of her eye as he moved through his evening routine. Wallet from the dresser, keys from the bowl. Main phone slipped into his front pocket with a practiced motion. He never went near the drawer, never even glanced toward it. The restaurant was crowded, warm light bouncing off wine glasses and white tablecloths. They ordered appetizers, red wine, the kind of meal that felt like a milestone in another life. Halfway through, his main phone lit up on the table between them. A name flashed. Not the one from the notification that morning. Another one. He glanced at it, then flipped the phone face down. "Work?" she asked. "Yeah," he said. "Nothing important." She nodded and took a slow sip of wine. The liquid tasted sharper than usual, cutting clean across her tongue. Later, walking home through cool evening air, his phone buzzed twice more in his pocket. He checked it once, standing under a street lamp, thumb moving fast across the screen. She pretended to adjust her scarf, giving him space, but she memorized the time. 8:23 p.m., Friday night. Italian restaurant 2 blocks behind them. Back in the apartment, he headed straight for the bedroom. She stayed in the living room, heart picking up pace. If he opened that drawer now, if he touched the phone, he might notice something. A shirt slightly misaligned, a smudge on the screen from her thumb. She heard the dresser open. Fabric rustled. Her breath held. He emerged a moment later carrying clean clothes for tomorrow, oblivious. The phone stayed where it was. On the 6th day, patterns emerged. He left the apartment at exactly the same time every morning. 7:52 a.m. Coffee in hand, bag slung over one shoulder, main phone clipped visibly to his belt. But on Tuesdays and Thursdays, his messages followed a rhythm. One at 9 a.m., always from the office. Silence until noon. Then a flurry. Lunch photo, quick update, another photo from a meeting. Except Thursdays. Thursdays had a gap, 1 p.m. to 4 p.m., no contact. In back-to-back calls, he would write at 4:15, as if the 3 hours had slipped away unnoticed. She started tracking them mentally. Tuesday gap, 2 hours. Thursday gap, 3 hours. Friday was normal. Monday unpredictable. On Thursday of that first week, the 7th day since the drawer, she tested the pattern. His 9 a.m. message arrived on time. Office photo. Coffee cup, usual caption. She replied normally. Noon came, lunch photo. She waited, 1 p.m. Silence. At 1:37, she sent a casual text. "How's the afternoon looking?" No response until 4:22. Swamped, calls all day, love you. 5 words, no details, no photo. She sat with the phone in her hand until the screen dimmed. The weight of those missing hours pressed harder now. Not vague suspicion, specific absence. That evening, he walked in carrying takeout from their favorite Thai place. A peace offering maybe, or habit. "Figured you'd be tired of cooking," he said, setting bags on the counter. She smiled, helped unpack. Over dinner, she asked about his day. He talked through bites of curry, describing a client presentation, a software glitch, lunch with the team. The story filled the gap perfectly. She nodded at the right moments, laughed once, asked a follow-up about the software, but her mind stayed on 1 p.m. to 4 p.m., the 3 hours unaccounted for in photos or voice memos, the hours that belonged to the second phone. Later, when he showered again, she finally returned to the drawer. The notification from that morning had vanished. The screen stayed clean, but as she held the device, turning it over in her hands, she felt the shape of what was coming together. Not just a phone, a map. On the 7th day, she glimpsed the edge of his other life. She did not yet know its shape, but she knew its weight, and she knew it fit perfectly into the gaps he left behind. The 8th day brought the first real fracture in his careful routine. He overslept by 12 minutes. She heard him curse under his breath in the bedroom, the sound muffled through the half-open door. Drawers slammed. The shower ran for half the usual time. When he emerged, shirt half-buttoned, hair still wet, he grabbed his main phone from the nightstand and shoved it into his pocket without checking it. She watched from the kitchen doorway, coffee mug warm against her palms. He did not go near the dresser where the second phone hid, did not even glance at it. But his movements carried a new edge, sharp, distracted, like a man who knew he was already late for something important. "Traffic's gonna suck," he muttered, snatching his keys. He leaned in for a quick kiss, barely pausing. "Text you later." The door banged shut. She counted to 30 before moving. In the bedroom, the drawer waited. She opened it, expecting the same blank screen, the same locked silence. But as her fingers closed around the phone, she felt it vibrate once against her skin. A single sharp pulse. She froze, pressed the button. The screen lit. One notification sat at the top, bold and unignored. Missed call, L, 8:42 m. No voicemail icon, no text follow-up, just the name. L, initial only. Clean. Professional on the surface. But calls at 8:42 a.m. did not come from offices or co-workers who respected boundaries. Her thumb hovered over the phone icon. One tap would redial. One tap would crack everything open right there in the quiet bedroom. She could hear his voice answering, confused, then panicked when he realized which number had reached out. She set the phone down instead, aligned it perfectly under the shirts, closed the drawer. By 9:15, his usual morning photo arrived. Desk, coffee, stack of folders slightly more organized than yesterday. Caption, survived the rush. Crazy morning. She typed back, you made it. Good luck today. No questions, no edge. Perfectly normal. That afternoon, she started piecing together the gaps more deliberately. His Thursday silence stretched from 1:07 to 4:19, longest yet. She marked it mentally alongside Tuesday's 2-hour dip, Friday's normal flow. Patterns were forming. Not random, not careless. Dinner that night felt heavier. He talked more than usual, filling the space with work stories, jokes about a coworker named Mike who always forgot his lines in meetings. She nodded, smiled, passed the salt. But her eyes tracked the way his main phone stayed face down on the table, buzzing twice during the meal. He checked neither. Everything okay? She asked when the second vibration came. Yeah, he said quickly. Just group chats. She let the moment pass. Noted the time. 7:32 p.m. When he went to shower, she waited exactly 4 minutes, then slipped into the bedroom. The phone screen showed 2 new notifications. One text preview visible before it faded. L. Tonight still good? Her stomach tightened. Tonight. 9 words that confirmed everything and nothing at once. She committed the preview to memory, letter by letter. Did not touch the screen. Did not risk waking it fully. Back in the living room, she poured herself water from the pitcher, hands steady, glass cold against her lips. The apartment smelled faintly of garlic from dinner, mixed with the steam still rising from the bathroom down the hall. He emerged 10 minutes later, changed into jeans and a clean shirt. Want to watch something? He asked, dropping onto the couch beside her. Sure, she said. Halfway through the show, his phone buzzed again in the kitchen where he had left it charging. He did not get up. She pretended not to notice. At 9:47, he stretched and yawned. Early meeting tomorrow. I should crash. She nodded, followed him to bed, listened to his breathing even out beside her in the dark. L. The initial hung in her mind like a weight she could not shake, not enough to identify, enough to narrow the field. On the 10th day, she got careless for half a second. He left his bag on the kitchen chair after work, zipper gaping open. She passed it twice, once making coffee, once clearing plates, before her eyes caught the glint of black plastic inside, not the main phone. Something slimmer. The second device pulled from the drawer for travel, now half buried under a notebook and receipts. Her pulse jumped. She glanced toward the bedroom where he showered. Water still running. 4 minutes left, maybe 5. She reached in. Fingers closed around the phone, pulled it free, screen dark, exactly as expected. Then his voice cut through the rush of water. Hey, you see my keys? Her hand jerked. The phone slipped, hit the chair leg with a soft plastic clack, bounced once onto the tile floor. She snatched it mid-fall, heart slamming against her ribs. Screen still dark. No cracks. No new notifications triggered. Counter? She called back, voice level. Forced casual. By the sink? Silence for 3 seconds. Water shut off. Yeah, found him, thanks. She slid the phone back into the bag exactly as she had found it. Zipper halfway, notebook covering the corner. Receipts fanned slightly to the left. Her hands shook only after she stepped away. That night he showered longer than usual. 21 minutes. She sat on the couch marking time in her head, every distant splash and sputter amplified. When he finally emerged, he carried his bag to the bedroom without a word. She heard the dresser drawer open. Fabric shift. A pause. Then close. Nothing happened. He did not come back asking questions. Did not stare at her across dinner with new suspicion. The phone had not betrayed her. Not yet. But the close call left a mark. She understood now. Speed mattered. Precision mattered. One slip, and the game ended before it truly began. Day 12 brought the first confirmation of depth. He left the second phone in the bag again, this time on the couch while he ran to the corner store for milk. 7 minutes round trip, maybe 8. She had exactly 5 before risk outweighed reward. Screen unlocked by accident. Thumbprint from his rush that morning. She pressed the side button. Home screen loaded. Notifications stacked in a row. L. Last night was perfect. When next? L. Picked up the thing you wanted. Your place, 8. Her, 1:14 p.m. photo. Restaurant patio, 2 wine glasses, candle flickering. The timestamps matched his gaps exactly. Thursday 1 p.m. silence. Tuesday lunch hour dip. The photo pinned location, time, mood, proof in pixels. Her thumb hovered over the gallery icon. More photos, more proof. 1 tap away. Footsteps on the stairwell outside. Milk bag rustling. Key in the lock. She powered off. Bag closed. Back to the kitchen sink. Running water masked her breathing. He walked in smiling, carton cold in his hand. Saved the night. She turned, drying her hands on a towel. Hero. He laughed. She watched his face while he put the milk away. No flicker of doubt. No sign he suspected the 5 minutes she had just stolen from his secret. That evening, she lay awake calculating. 12 days of silence. 12 days of fragments. 1 initial, 1 photo. Multiple gaps confirmed. The second phone was not a fling device. Not a one-off mistake. It was infrastructure. A parallel life with structure, plans, continuity. Day 14. He started hiding better. The drawer stayed empty during the day. Bag always within reach. Phone never left unattended for more than 30 seconds. She adapted. Noted the new caution. Filed it as confirmation. He sensed nothing specific, but shadows of exposure made him careful. Dinner conversation turned to weekend plans. Dinner with my sister Saturday, he suggested. She paused with her fork halfway to her mouth. Perfect opportunity, family, witnesses, no escape. Sounds good, she said. Her husband coming too? Think so. He scrolled his main phone absently. I'll check. Saturday crystallized in her mind. Day 20. 5 days to prepare. 5 days to turn a family dinner into something else entirely. Day 15, she saw L for the first time. He left his laptop open on the coffee table during a work call. Video off. She sat across the room, pretending to read. At 2:17 p.m., his main phone buzzed. He muted the laptop speakers, picked up. Hey, he said softly, too softly for a coworker. Pause. Laughter on the other end, feminine, close to the mic. Her laugh. Yeah, tomorrow still works, he murmured. Same place? Another pause. Her stomach turned cold. Love you too, he added. Hung up. He glanced her way once, expression neutral. Returned to his call. She marked the time, the tone, the endearment. Love you too. 12 days building to this casual knife twist. The second phone now had shape, voice, routine. Tomorrow meant Friday gap. Same place meant Thursday restaurant photo location. Day 16, escalation. She waited until he showered, slipped the bag phone out, screen locked. But in the 3 seconds before it dimmed, new text preview. L. Can't wait for Saturday. Family dinner after? Saturday. Her sister-in-law's table. L expected there. Her hands went numb. She powered off, returned it, stepped away. Saturday was no longer dinner. It was detonation. By day 18, the map was nearly complete. Gaps plotted, calls timed. L identified by voice, emoji, plan. The second phone held the full picture, photos, locations, history she had not yet cracked but knew existed. He grew sloppier under his own caution. Left the bag unzipped while cooking. Forgot to lock the screen once during a grocery run. Each slip gave her fragments: a contact photo, brunette, late 20s, smiling under string lights; deleted texts recovered in notification history, driving directions to an apartment 15 miles away. Day 22, the near miss that almost broke her. He caught her staring at the bag while it sat open on the counter, phone visible inside. Her eyes locked on it too long. "Something up?" he asked. She blinked, forced a smile. "Just spacing out. Long day." He nodded slowly, zipped the bag, carried it to the bedroom. That night, she lay rigid beside him, replaying the moment. 1 second more and he would have seen her focus sharpen. One wrong word and the mask would crack. Day 24, final confirmation, shower running, bag on couch. Phone out, screen unlocked by his damp thumbprint that morning. She scrolled once, fast. L dominated the thread. 6 months of messages, photos from beds, bars, cars, plans for our place, jokes about when we make it official. Her throat closed. She powered off, sat frozen until water stopped. Saturday loomed. Day 27. The second phone was no longer hidden from her. She knew its weight, its secrets, its owner. Tomorrow, at his sister's table, surrounded by family portraits and wine glasses, she would place it in the center. Not as a scream, as a fact. The drawer had given her the weapon. 12 days of silence had sharpened it. 15 more would drive it home. Elle would be there. He did not know she knew. Neither did she, until the drawer opened that first afternoon. 27 days from discovery to revelation, each one heavier than the last. With 5 days until Saturday, she began building the stage. The second phone stayed untouched after that final glimpse. No more risks. No more close calls. She had the map now. Elle's face, voice, apartment address, 6 months of timestamps. Every gap in his story filled by pixels and words he never meant her to see. Touching the device again would only dull the edge she was sharpening. Instead, she turned outward. Saturday needed witnesses. Not just his sister and her husband. More eyes. More voices to carry the truth afterward. She texted his sister that afternoon, casual but deliberate. "Hey, any chance your neighbors could join? Always nice to see familiar faces. Maybe Mark and Lisa too?" "Great idea, I'll ask." "More the merrier," came the reply. 2 more. 4 total at the table. Perfect. Next, confirmation. She called the restaurant from her car, voice bright, booking a private room addition. "Just in case we overflow, better safe." The owner remembered her from last year's birthday, no questions asked. That evening over dinner, she floated the expansion naturally. "Your sister said Mark and Lisa might come. Cool if I invite my cousin too?" He shrugged, fork midway to mouth. "Sure, why not?" 6 now, room booked, table set. Day 23, she prepared the delivery, while he worked late. Client dinner. 6 p.m. to 10:47 p.m. gap. She sat at the kitchen table with her laptop open to a blank document. No notes. No bullet points. Just rehearsal in her head. Scenario 1. Phone on table during appetizers. Whose is this? Innocent question. Let him reach for it. Scenario 2. After main course. Wine flowing. Found this in your bag. Mind unlocking it? Direct. No escape. Scenario 3. Dessert. His sister asks about wedding plans. Speaking of plans. Phone slides across polished wood. She practiced each in silence, timing her breathing, her pauses. Her hand stayed steady on the glass of water. No trembling, no rage, just delivery. Day 24, the first crack appeared in his mask. He came home distracted, main phone buzzing constantly in his pocket. 3 times during dinner he checked it under the table, thumb moving fast, face tightening before smoothing over. "Everything okay?" she asked once, plating salmon. "Yeah," he said, too quick. "Just work." She nodded. Watched him push food around his plate. Noticed the way his foot tapped under the table. Once, twice, then stopped when he caught himself. At 9:15, shower running, she checked the bag on the couch. Second phone inside, screen showing, 1 new notification. L. Saturday still 100%? nervous about meeting everyone. Her jaw locked. L expected at his sister's. Family dinner as date night cover. She powered off, zipped bag, sat back down. When he emerged, towel knotted low, she was scrolling recipes on her phone. "What do you think your sister wants for dessert?" He blinked. Whatever. Tiramisu?" She smiled. Noted. Day 25. Escalation. His main phone stayed glued to him all morning. No bag left unattended, no drawer opened while she watched. He felt the air shift, even if he couldn't name it. Lunch text came late. "Swamped. Love you." No photo. "Shortest yet." She replied. "Miss you. Kick ass today. Perfect mask. Let him relax." Afternoon brought the voice confirmation she needed. He took a call in the bedroom, door half closed. She stood in the hallway, chopping vegetables loud enough to cover her stillness. "Yeah, babe," he murmured. "Saturday's locked. You'll love them." Pause. Laughter. Her laughter. "No, she's fine. Totally clueless." Knife paused midair. Clueless. The word landed like glass underfoot. He emerged minutes later, casual as ever. "Work stuff?" "Client," he said. "Pushy one." She handed him carrot sticks. "Sounds fun." Day 26. Final preparations. She confirmed the head count. Sister, husband, Mark, Lisa, her cousin. 6 adults. 2 teens from Mark's family. 8 total eyes. Restaurant called back. Private room ready. Microphone for toasts available. Projector screen optional. Perfect. Evening rehearsal happened in her car, parked 3 blocks away. She spoke aloud to empty seats, voice low, measured. "I found this in your bag 3 weeks ago. Unlock it, please." Pause for imagined reaction. "Go ahead, everyone's waiting." She drove home calm, parked, walked up the stairs hearing his TV through the door. Inside, he sprawled on the couch, main phone in hand. Bag at his feet, zipper closed tight. "Productive day?" he asked. "Very," she said. Day 27 dawned gray and cool. Perfect weather for revelation. She moved through morning routine flawless. Coffee, eggs, toast. He ate fast, checked his watch twice, nerves showing. "Excited for tonight?" she asked, casual. "Yeah," he said, cleared throat. "Should be fun." She smiled. Fun. Elle texted him at 10:14 a.m. She saw the notification light blink from across the kitchen. Heart emoji. He angled away to reply. 11:47, shower running, last chance. She checked the bag. Phone there. Screen locked. Saturday tonight. Preview visible before dimming. No need to unlock now. Tomorrow it wouldn't matter. Afternoon, final touches. She packed an overnight bag, just in case we drink too much. Slipping the second phone inside, wrapped in silk scarf from last year's anniversary. Safe, accessible, unnoticeable. 6:15 p.m. They dressed. He wore the navy shirt she liked. She chose black, simple, sharp. "Ready?" he asked, keys in hand. "Completely," she replied. The drive to his sister's passed in comfortable silence. His main phone buzzed twice. He checked once at red light, smiled faintly, put it away. She stared out window, city lights blurring past. 27 days compressed into minutes. Drawer to dinner table. Silence to spotlight. His sister greeted them at the door, hugs and wine glasses. Mark clapped him on back. Lisa air-kissed cheeks. Cousin arrived fashionably late. Teens fiddled with phones at kids' table. Private room glowed warm. White tablecloth. 8 chairs. Centerpiece candles flickering. Microphone stand and corner for toasts. Perfect. Appetizers arrived. Laughter-filled air. His sister raised glass. "To family." "To family," everyone echoed. He smiled across table at her, relaxed, unaware. She smiled back, reached into overnight bag at her feet, her fingers closed around silk-wrapped shape. Steady, cold. 27 days to this moment. Salmon courses landed. Wine poured. Conversation flowed to wedding plans, babies, career moves. His sister turned to her. "So, when's the big date?" All eyes landed softly, expectant smiles. She stood slowly, pushed chair back, walked to microphone stand. "Actually," she said, voice carrying clear, "I have something to share first." Silence fell. Forks paused. Candles flickered shadows across faces. She unwrapped silk scarf. Second phone gleamed black under dining lights. Placed it dead center of tablecloth. His face drained color. Eyes locked on device. "I found this," she continued, calm as water. "In your drawer, 27 days ago." Gasps rippled. His sister leaned forward. Mark froze mid-sip. "You've all met Elle," she said. "She's joining us tonight." Door behind her opened. Elle stepped in, hesitant, dress elegant, smile fading fast. Table erupted. He lunged for phone. She stepped back. "Unlock it," she said. "Show everyone." Eyes darted between them. Wine glasses trembled in hands. 27 days of silence ended with one command. The room held its breath. The room froze as Elle stood exposed in the doorway, her elegant dress catching the candlelight like a cruel spotlight. His sister's fork hovered midair. Mark's wine glass tilted dangerously. The teens at the kids' table stopped scrolling, eyes wide above their phones. He lunged again for the second phone, chair scraping back violently. His hand shook as he grabbed it from the tablecloth, knuckles white around the edges. "Unlock it," she repeated, her voice cut clean through the rising murmurs. No anger, no tears, just fact. His thumb smeared across the screen. Wrong code. The device buzzed once, sharp and rejecting. He tried again, failed. Sweat beaded at his temple. His sister stood halfway up. "What the hell is going on?" Elle shifted in the doorway, arms crossed tight. Her smile from 30 seconds ago had vanished completely. "It's nothing," he stammered, eyes darting between faces. "Work phone. Old work phone." She stepped closer to the microphone stand, voice steady. "Then unlock it. Show them." The table stayed silent. 8 pairs of eyes locked on his trembling hands. The second phone screen dimmed to black. His thumb hovered, hesitating. Mark cleared his throat. "Dude, just open it." He punched numbers again. Wrong. The phone locked fully now. 5-minute cooldown. Red warning blinked across the screen. Elle spoke from the doorway, voice tight. "Tell them." His jaw clenched. "It's not what you think." His sister grabbed his arm. "Who's she?" Family portraits watched from the walls. Candle flames danced shadows across white tablecloth stained with spilled wine. The private room felt smaller, air thicker. She picked up exactly where he stalled. "I found it in your drawer, day 1, under your shirts." Gasps circled the table. Lisa covered her mouth. Her cousin leaned forward, elbows sharp on wood. "Didn't confront you," she continued. "Watched instead. 27 days. He spun toward her, face red. "You're crazy." "It's nothing." She cut him off. Day 4. Missed call. L. 8:42 a.m. Elle flinched in the doorway. Day 8. Text preview. "Tonight still good?" His sister gasped. "You're sleeping with her?" "No." He wheeled on Elle. "Tell them it's not." Elle's eyes dropped to floor. Silence confirmed everything. She kept going, voice even. Day 12. Unlocked screen, 6 months of messages, photos. Our place. Mark stood now, chair pushed back. "Jesus Christ, man." The teens whispered furiously at their table. One filmed discreetly under the cloth. "Day 15, she said. "Heard you on the phone." "Love you too." His sister recoiled from him. "You said that?" He rounded on her. "You were eavesdropping." Day 24. She nodded toward Elle. "She expected to be here tonight. Family dinner cover." Elle finally spoke. "I told you this would happen." The table erupted. His sister shoved her chair back. "Get out, both of you." He grabbed Elle's wrist. "We're leaving." She blocked the door, calm. "Not until he unlocks it." His thumb slammed the screen again. Still locked. "Fuck this." Mark stepped forward. "Unlock the damn phone." Pressure crushed inward. Faces hardened. His sister wept quietly into napkin. Lisa typed furiously. Texts flying to group chats already. 2 minutes passed. Phone beeped. Cooldown ended. His hand shook violently now. All eyes tracked his thumb. 1, 2, 3, 4 digits. Unlocked. Home screen loaded. Messages app open. L. Pinned at top. She took it from his numb fingers. Scrolled once. Read aloud. Can't wait to make it official. After Saturday we tell everyone. Sent 3 days ago. His sister sobbed openly. Mark grabbed his shoulder. You done? Our place tonight. From yesterday. Timestamp 1:14 p.m. His 3-hour Thursday gap. Elle backed toward exit. I'm going. No, his sister snapped. You stay too. She scrolled gallery. Restaurant patio, 2 wine glasses, last Tuesday. Held screen toward table. Gasps circled again. Bedroom selfie, her place, license plate visible in background, 221 Oak Street. Mark Googled it live on his phone. Matches. He sank into chair, head in hands. Room spun around him. She set phone face up center table. That's the truth. Silence swallowed everything. Candles burned lower. Teens still filmed. Lisa's texts pinged nonstop. His sister finally spoke, voice breaking. How long? He stared at tablecloth. 6 months. Elle shifted. Actually, 9. Fresh wave of shock. His head snapped up. What? You didn't know? She almost laughed. Thought so. Betrayal doubled. Table turned on him completely. She stepped back from microphone. Job done. Phone stayed on table. Screen glowing accusations. 27 days of silence shattered in 7 minutes. But cracks were already showing in places he never expected. First hairline fracture appeared an hour later. Dessert untouched. Conversation dead. His sister dismissed everyone early. Family emergency. Eyes locked on him like he carried plague. Drive home passed wordless. His main phone exploded with notifications. He silenced it twice, knuckles white on wheel. She stared out passenger window. City lights blurred past. 27 days weight lifted slightly from her chest. He broke silence at red light. You planned this. She turned slowly. You hid this. He gripped wheel harder. It wasn't supposed to. Unlock screen next time. Silence again. Light turned green. Second fracture, 10:32 p.m. Apartment door closed. He paced living room. She hung coat calmly. Phone buzzed on counter. Work contact. WTF man. Pics circulating. Call me. His face drained. What pics? She poured water. Someone filmed. He grabbed phone, scrolled, stopped breathing. Dinner table chaos already viral in circles that mattered. His coworkers, gym buddies, college group. Cheater exposed at family dinner. Blurry video clip showed phone reveal, Elle in doorway, his failed unlock attempts. Third fracture, 11:17 p.m. Sister's text. Never speak to me again. Papers drawn tomorrow. He showed her screen, wild-eyed. Divorce? She knows everything now. I meant us, he yelled. You're destroying my life. She set glass down. You built this life. Fourth fracture. Midnight. Sister forwarded. Elle's Facebook. Profile public now. Posts tagged him 6 months back. Finally official beach photo, his arm around her waist. When was this? She asked. He swallowed. Last summer, before we got serious. 9th month confirmed. Lie upon lie. 5th fracture, 12:47 a.m. Work email. Suspension pending investigation. Inappropriate conduct reports. Someone from table worked same firm. Forwarded dinner footage to HR before tiramisu cooled. He sank onto couch. Ruined. Everything ruined. She stood over him. 27 days. 6th fracture, 1:23 a.m. Elle texted him from blocked number. Told you, should have ended it clean. He hurled phone across room, screen cracked on tile. She picked up pieces. Same model as your drawer phone. 7th fracture hit hardest. Sister sent full message thread screenshots. Elle had forwarded everything to her post-dinner. 6 months of planning, photos. She's clueless. Texts preserved forever. Legal now, sister wrote. Burn in hell. He sobbed once. Real sob. First crack in voice. Dawn broke gray through blinds. Apartment smelled of spilled wine. Cold salmon plates uncleared. Fractures multiplied through morning. 8th, Jim banned him via text. 9th, best friend unfollowed everywhere. 10th, work suspension upgraded to termination. By noon, 27 fractures visible. Life disassembled piece by careful piece. She packed one suitcase. Left second phone on kitchen counter beside his cracked main device. Silk scarf draped across both. Door closed behind her. Locks clicked final. He sat alone amid ruins, staring at two screens that had betrayed him completely. 27 days of her silence. Lifetime of his consequences. Hero or villain? Table decided last night. Internet decided this morning. History would remember her choice forever. 3 days passed before she saw the full scope of the wreckage. She rented a small apartment across town, neutral space with white walls and a single window overlooking a parking lot. No shared history, no drawers to open, just quiet on a laptop where she tracked notifications from a distance. His text started at 2:17 a.m. that first night. Come home. We can fix this. Then, you're overreacting. By dawn, I lost my job. She read each one without replying. Blocked his number at 9:43 a.m. when bitch Mac appeared. Work fallout hit fastest. Colleague from dinner, Mark's wife Lisa, worked same department. Forwarded full video to 3 VPs before dessert plates cleared. HR meeting happened 48 hours later. Termination email cited breach of professional conduct. No severance, no references. His sister cut deeper. Divorce papers served Monday morning. Joint account drained to her name only. House listed same day. He sleeps on couch now, she texted. L cries to me daily, says he promised marriage. L crumbled next. Her apartment lease, 221 Oak Street, plate visible in selfies, belonged to his company Subsidize. Eviction notice posted day 4. She couch-surfed Mark's basement, posting vague life transitions. Stories that got deleted after 47 minutes. Social circles imploded. Gym membership canceled, pending investigation. College group chat pinned dinner video with 237 laughing emojis. Best friend since 2009 unfriended everywhere. Changed profile pic to middle finger. She watched from her new window, coffee cooling in hand. 27 days of silence had multiplied into hundreds of eyes, fingers, voices carrying truth faster than she planned. Day 6 brought first contact from strangers. Email from unknown address. Saw the video. My husband did same. Thank you. Then another. L was my roommate. Knew everything. By evening, 12 messages. Women mostly. Ages 28-44. Each carrying parallel story. She archived them silently. Did not reply. His attempts escalated. Showed at her office lobby. Day 7. 4:52 p.m. Security called. Police report filed. No contact. He left voicemail before block completed. You destroyed me. Happy now. Day 9. His car appeared outside new apartment. Sat 47 minutes. She photographed plates. Sent to his sister. Gone by 6:14 p.m. L reached out day 11. New number. Can we talk? He lied to me too. She forwarded to his sister. Blocked. Fractures deepened through week 2. Sister sold his motorcycle. Ate $200 cash. Wedding ring pawned. For lawyer fees, she explained. Work blacklist spread. 3 interviews ghosted after reference checks hit dinner video still circulating LinkedIn groups. Jim filed restraining order. After L appeared crying in lobby, claiming harassment. His name now toxic everywhere. She received first hate mail day 14. Homewrecker should have confronted privately. Then, karma coming. Archive beside thank yous. Numbers even. 23 grateful, 21 angry. Day 17, cousin from dinner posted full-thread screenshots to public Facebook. Cheaters exposed, protect your sisters. 14K likes, 3K shares, local news picked up. Woman reveals fiancé's affair at family dinner. His mother called her cell day 19, blocked number. He's suicidal, come home. She hung up, checked locks twice. Day 22, first legal paper arrived. Defamation suit. Claimed she fabricated evidence and ruined reputation. Lawyer laughed over phone. Phone exists, messages exist, witnesses exist, dismissal certain. L. Evicted officially day 24. Posted, new beginnings. From coffee shop, followers down 87%. His sister finalized house sale day 26. Proceeds split. His half, $112,000. Not enough for damages done. Month 1 ended with quiet tally. Job, gone. Marriage, dissolved. Home, sold. Social circle, evaporated. L, abandoned. Reputation, radioactive. Finances, halved. She sat at kitchen table, second phone, now hers by default, disassembled on newspaper. Battery removed. SIM snapped. Screen cracked deliberately under heel. 27 days of silence yielded lifetime of consequence. Hero or villain? She wondered, scrolling hate mail folder. Thank yous outnumbered now. 187 versus 43. One message stood out, time-stamped 3:47 a.m. My fiancé has second phone. Found it yesterday. What would you do? She stared at blinking cursor. Thumb hovered over reply. Delete. 27 days had been enough. Fracture 17 arrived unexpectedly. Day 32, coffee run. She turned corner near new apartment. Elle sat on curb, knees hugged to chest, hair unwashed, dress wrinkled from night slept in, eyes met. Elle stood fast. Please, just listen. She kept walking. He told me you'd leave eventually. Elle called. Said you were boring, clingy. Footsteps stopped. She turned. And you believed him? Ulling blinked. Tears tracked clean lines through dirt. I loved him. Past tense. Elle nodded. After dinner, yeah. Silence stretched. Parking lot hummed distant. Coffee cooled in her hand. He kept your number unblocked, she said finally. Even after. La froze. What? Checked his main phone day 28. Your texts unread. Still there. Like you laughed once. Bitter. Bastard. She walked away. Did not look back. Fracture 24. His sister called day 37. Found worse. Voice shaking. Not just Elle. 2 others. Year ago. She set coffee down. Names? Doesn't matter. Phone backups in cloud. Everything there. Police? Considering. Fracture 28. Viral video hit 1.2 million views. Local news interviewed Mark's wife. Saw it happen. Empowering. National podcast picked up. Silent revenge goes mainstream. Her inbox flooded. 847 thank yous. 192 hate. Job offers appeared. Consulting, speaking. Betrayal recovery coach. She deleted all. Final fracture landed day 41. His mother mailed package to new address. Return address, his childhood home. Inside, his high school letterman jacket. Football trophy, baby shoes. Note attached. Burn these, he won't need them where he's going. Postscript, different handwriting, his father's. Disowned, don't contact. She carried items to apartment complex dumpster, dropped one by one, jacket last. 27 days. One phone, lifetime disassembled. Hero, villain, both. Thank you number 1247 arrived 11:14 p.m. Found his second phone today. Needed this. She closed laptop, locked door, slept 12 hours straight. Silence finally belonged only to her. 2 months later, the fractures had hardened into permanent scars. She walked through the grocery store on a Tuesday afternoon, basket light in one hand, phone silent in the other. The second phone no longer existed. Disassembled, components scattered across 3 different city dumpsters over 3 separate nights. But its shadow followed her everywhere. Checkout line moved slow. Woman behind her whispered urgently into AirPods. She caught fragments. Second phone, dinner expose. Glanced over. Mid-30s. Ringless left hand. The woman met her eyes. Hesitated. Then, "You're her, right? The dinner video?" She nodded once. "My boyfriend. Same thing. Thank you." Voice cracked. Cashier pretended not to hear. Outside, rain fell sudden and hard. She sat in driver's seat, wipers slashing rhythmically. Phone buzzed. Unknown number. Voicemail 5 minutes later. "This is Rachel from Channel 7 News. Viral story hit 4.2 million views. Interested in interview?" Deleted. Blocked. His life continued crumbling in real time, pieces reaching her through unavoidable channels. Work fallout complete. Former colleague emailed. They're purging his name from all projects, legal calling it brand poison. Attached, redacted termination letter citing material breach of trust. Sister's divorce finalized. House sold. His half converted to cashier's check, mailed certified to lawyer's office. No direct contact as she specified in court filing. L's eviction executed. Neighbors posted photos to next door. Mystery woman hauled boxes at 3 a.m., left key under mat. Apartment released same week to young couple. Social annihilation total. College reunion canceled his RSVP publicly. Integrity clause violation. Gym membership revoked permanently after L incident. Best man from their wedding blocked him across platforms. Profile pic changed to dinner table clip, frozen on phone reveal. She received first royalty check day 78. Podcast, Silent Revenge. Episode number 14. Her story, dramatized, 1.7 million downloads. 4,237 or 18, donated anonymously to domestic violence shelter. Day 84 brought unexpected mail, handwritten envelope, his childhood hometown postmark, opened carefully over trash bin. 3 items inside. 1. His class ring, engraved, most likely to succeed 2009. Band scratched from nervous twisting. 2. Leather wallet, containing $23 cash, expired gym card, coffee shop loyalty stamp, 912 punches. 3. Note, his handwriting. You win, happy now? No return address. She burned all 3 in kitchen sink, faucet running cold. Ash swirled down drain. First hate mail arrived day 92. Typewritten, no signature. Public humiliation solves nothing. Private conversation could have fixed it. You're as toxic as him. Filed with lawyer. Second came day 97. Karma's coming. Watch your back. Police report number 2 filed. Thank you emails hit triple digits daily now, women mostly. Ages 24-52. Stories identical. Second phones, gaps, gaslighting, relief. She read 10 per day maximum. Archived rest. Day 105. His mother called from blocked number. Got through once before permanent block. He's not eating. Lost 32 pounds. Says he wants to die. Call a doctor, she replied. Hung up. Fracture echo 37. L resurfaced. Coffee shop sighting. Posted to local Facebook group. Recognized dinner girl. Working barista now. Awkward. Photo showed her steaming lattes. Name tag, Lauren. Lee confirmed. Full name acquired. Day 120. First job offer. Betrayal recovery coaching. 6 figures. National tour. Declined. Second offer. True crime podcast host. Declined. Third. Book deal. 27 days of silence. 7 figures advance. Agent called personally. You're the blueprint now. She hung up mid-sentence. His sister sent final update day 132. Sold his car, paid off my lawyer, renting basement room from Mark. L won't take his calls, says he promised her ring. 9 months, she replied. 15, sister corrected. Cloud backups go back further, 3 others before her. She closed message, deleted thread. Day 150. Local news van parked outside new apartment. Knocked twice. Left when security arrived. Story ran anyway. Viral revenge woman goes silent. Where is she now? Views, 2.8 million. Comments disabled. First physical threat, day 163. Car key scratched in parking garage. Payback, carved into paint. Security footage showed hooded figure, 5'8", medium build. Police investigating. She installed cameras. Deadbolts. Bought pepper spray. Thank you to 1,147 day 175. Found his drawer phone today. Your video gave me courage. Leaving tomorrow. Kitado Winworker 392 same day. Ruined 2 lives to feel powerful. Monster. Numbers evened out. Day 200. His father died. Heart attack. No service per obituary. Private family only. She learned via public notice. Felt nothing. Closed browser tab. L. Attempted contact day 221. Coffee shop shifted to weekends only. Need to explain. Handwritten note left under wiper. Crumpled, discarded. Final fracture landed day 247. Certified mail. Court summons. Defamation lawsuit. His name, prosi filing, claimed fabricated entire incident for social media fame. Attached blurry dinner photo, timestamp doctored. Lawyer laughed 30 seconds into review. Frivolous, sanctions recommended, Dismissal guaranteed. Dismissed with prejudice day 279. He ordered to pay her legal fees, $28,400. Check arrived day 292. Deposited, balance unchanged. 9 months post-dinner. She walked same grocery store, same checkout lady, same whispering woman behind her. Still you? Woman asked. She nodded. Boyfriend left last week, second phone. Woman smiled small. Your fault. She paid, left. Rain fell harder outside. Wipers worked overtime. Phone stayed silent. 27 days created ripple reaching thousands. Hero, some called her. Villain, others whispered. Blueprint, the world decided. Truth landed somewhere between, heavy, cold, final. She drove home through downpour. Drawer long gone. Phone long destroyed. Silence finally, truly hers. 9 months after the dinner, she stood in the kitchen of her third apartment since that night, staring into an empty utensil drawer. The space felt unnaturally clean, too hollow, too perfect. She had developed a ritual with every move: check every drawer first, turn each handle twice, map escape routes before unpacking a single box. Drawers were no longer storage. They were the first line of warning. Her phone vibrated once on the counter. Unknown number. Voicemail notification blinked. She knew what it was. Detective Harris, case number 4721. The car key scratches from month 4. Fourth dead-end lead. No faces on grainy security footage. No prints. Just payback carved into 3 different paint jobs across 2 states. Coffee brewed behind her, steam rising sharp against the cool apartment air. She poured black. No sugar. First sip burned clean across her tongue. Outside, the city moved indifferent. Cars stacked at the intersection below, a woman crossing against the light, phone glued to her ear. Mid-30s. Ringless left hand flashing white against a dark coat. Same build as the grocery store stranger from 3 weeks back. Coincidence? Probably. Thank you. Duggar 3214 landed in her inbox at 9:47 a.m. Fiance's drawer phone had 18 months of lies. Your story gave me courage to leave yesterday. Clean exit with the kids. Hate. Your 847 arrived same minute. His mom's cancer came back because of stress you caused. Blood on your hands. Animal. She archived both without expression. Numbers tilted heavily now. 3,214. Grateful versus 847 angry. Net positive 2367. She tracked them daily. A private ledger of impact. Lawyer called at 10:32 a.m. Defamation countersuit dismissed with prejudice. He violated restraining order again. Showed up at your old building. Jail time probable. Good, she said. Hung up. Blocked the number from her contacts. Midday brought the first ripple from L. Her coffee shop closed permanently. Health inspection violation. Unsanitary conditions. Multiple infractions. Neighborhood Facebook group speculated. Drama from that viral affair girl working there. Grainy photo showed eviction notice taped crookedly to the glass door. She closed the post. Felt a faint pressure in her chest. Not guilt, not satisfaction. Just weight. The same weight that second phone carried when she'd first lifted it from under his shirts. Afternoon mail included a forwarded package, his sister's return address stamped in red ink. Inside, single USB drive. Plain label reading, full backups, complete. No note. No explanation. She plugged it into her laptop over a trash bin, ready to smash if malware triggered. Password protected. Cracked in 47 seconds using his birthday plus their old street number. Patterns never changed. Files unfolded chronologically. L's thread first. 15 months total, not the 9 he'd admitted. 3 others before her. KMS. Stretching back 3 years. Identical patterns. Gaps filled with photos from bars, cars, hotel balconies. She's clueless LOL. Texts dated to their 3rd anniversary weekend. One folder hit different. Work, confidential. Client emails forwarded to personal accounts. Contract bids marked for L's dad, future leverage. Wire transfers totaling $187K to accounts traced to Lauren's family name. She copied everything to external drive. Mailed anonymously to his ex-employer's compliance officer next morning. Cover note, FYI, from dinner night. Evening News ran the segment at 6:15 p.m. Serial cheater faces federal fraud charges after viral family dinner expose. Grainy clip from the private room played again. Her placing the phone center table, his failed unlock attempts, L frozen in doorway. Her face blurred by policy, his crystal clear. Views ticked past 8.1 million before commercial break. Fracture 42 landed at 11:14 p.m. Email from his sister. Subject, worse than we knew. Found embezzlement proof in phone cloud backups. Company money to L's accounts. FBI called me witness yesterday. Phone data, now sealed evidence. Police involved. She typed back. Federal now. He's their star witness or cellmate. Your 27 days broke everything open. She logged off. Double-checked door deadbolts. Verified camera feeds. Slept with kitchen knife under pillow. Day 312. First direct threat materialized. Neighbor knocked at 7:22 p.m., voice low. Guy downstairs asking about you, tall, nervous. Said he's your brother-in-law. No brother-in-law existed. She called security immediately. Footage showed bearded man, 6'2", mid-40s, pacing parking lot with purpose. License plate traced to rental agency, paid cash, driver description, hoodie, ball cap, no name. Vanished after 19 minutes. Police report No. 7 filed. Officer noted, escalating pattern, recommends safe house. She declined. Packed go bag instead. Cash, passports, burner phones, printed thank you emails for morale. Thank you, DUR 5, 6 and 72, arrived day 319. Found his sock drawer phone yesterday. 2 years of abuse documented. Leaving tonight with police escort. You're my hero. Hate number 1293. Same day. His mom's cancer back. Your fault. Murderer. She stopped reading hate mail entirely after that. Forwarded stack to therapist. Weekly session since month 5. Doctor diagnosed vicarious trauma accumulation. You're carrying thousands of parallel lives now. Boundaries dissolving. Prescribed sleep aid. She filled it. Never took. Day 347. L attempted suicide. Hospitalized 72 hours. Family statement to press. Betrayal destroyed her mental health. Viral revenge culture to blame. Local news ran victim or villain debate. Her inbox split overnight. Half praised her strength, half demanded public apology. She issued none. Blocked news alerts. Fracture 51. His mother died. Pancreatic cancer. 18 days from diagnosis to end. Private burial. Family only. His name absent from obituary entirely. Sister's single text. She asked for you at the end. Deleted unread. Day 392. First book manuscript completed. 27 days. 92,000 words charting drawer to dinner arc. No agent. Self-published PDF uploaded to dark web forum for betrayed women only. Downloaded 127 times in first 72 hours. Zero profit motive. Day 419. FBI raided his basement rental. Embezzlement charges filed. L named co-conspirator. 15 months minimum sentence. Live news chopper caught him handcuffed, head bowed, led to unmarked van. Her old apartment complex visible 2 blocks behind in aerial shot. Fracture 63. Sister visited unannounced day 423. Knocked precisely at 6:18 p.m. Looked 10 years older in 12 months. Gray streaks, hollow cheeks. Carried bakery box tied with string. Peace offering? They sat at kitchen table, untouched coffee between them. Silence stretched 3 minutes before sister spoke. He confessed everything to feds. 4 women total. Embezzlement started with first one. Wanted L more than our marriage. Planned to leave me after her dad's business deal closed. She nodded once. No surprise. You saved my life, sister whispered, voice breaking. Knew nothing until your dinner. 27 days gave me proof. Drawer gave me proof, she corrected. Dinner gave everyone proof. Sister pushed bakery box forward. Tiramisu, your favorite, from that night. Left pastry untouched on table. Hugged once at door, brief, bony. Did not look back as stairs creaked underfoot. Day 487. First death threat with specifics. Typed letter in mailbox, no stamp. Oak Street fire next Tuesday. Watch your windows. Postmarked local. Handwriting analysis by police. Common print patterns, no match. Details doubled. Patrol car pass-bys. Fingerprint sweeps. Safe house offered again. Declined. Installed motion lights. Window bars. Bought pepper spray canister rated for 18-foot range. Thank you, the burn 12,000 earned 47 day, 489. Your PDF saved my life. Left drawer phone husband. Police involved for financial abuse now. Day 512. Podcast empire launched without her permission. 3 women used her blueprint verbatim. Silent sisters. 2. 3 million downloads first month. Dramatized dinner scene word for word from viral clip. She listened to 417 of pilot episode. Muted. Never returned. Day 547. Final fracture crystallized. Morning mail delivered single 4x6 glossy photo. Her sleeping face taken through bedroom window month 2. Time stamped 2:14 a.m. Back handwritten in black ink. Not over. No postmark. Local Dropbox. Police SWAT swept entire building that afternoon. Found. Discarded hoodie and dumpster matching neighbor description. Size LXL male. No DNA. Print smudged deliberately. She packed final go bag that night. $28K cash, 3 passports, 2 burners, printed thank you folder for sanity. Left city limits at 3:47 a.m. Headlights off through suburbs. 27 days birthed unstoppable movement. Saved thousands of women. Doomed hundreds of men. Fractured families forever. Drawer long empty. Phone long destroyed. Silence absolute. Hero. Dead women called her that. 18K plus times. Villain. Forums debated endlessly. Peak hate faded to background noise. Ghost. Truth settled somewhere between. Heavy, cold, final. New city waited. New drawers to inspect. Same vigilance. Second phones never slept. Neither would she. Year 3, day 1095. Coastal town. Population 4,200. Fisherman's cabin 1 mile from ocean. Wood stove. Single bed. Open shelves. No drawers by choice. She sat at kitchen table. Black coffee cooling. Laptop open to single news tab. Mystery woman identified in 2016 cold case. Fiancé's second phone evidence solves murder. Article detailed drawer phone belonging to victim's fiancé. Time-stamped lies placing him 12 miles from body dump site. Conviction. Life without parole. Her blueprint. 10 years late for one woman. Justice anyway. Phone stayed dark. No alerts. No voicemails. Silence earned through 4th relocation. 3rd name change. Cash-only existence. Cabin rented month to month through proxy. Movement thrived without her direct touch. 27-day protocol trended globally across 3 continents. Apps launched tracking second phone patterns via shared anonymized data. Divorce lawyers marketed drawer protocol packages, $2,500 base including forensic phone analysis. TED Talks dissected weaponized patience. The psychology of silent justice. Podcast empire Silent Sisters hit 50 million downloads lifetime. Thank you counter. 187,431 verified. Dedicated server hosted women-only forum now. Stories posted daily. Found his sock drawer phone. Left with kids and dog. Clean exit. Cloud backups proved fraud plus abuse. He pays lifetime alimony. Forum rules strict. No contact with original poster. No photos. No locations. She lurked once monthly via VPN. Never posted. Never replied. His endings finalized completely. Suicide confirmed. Basement apartment. Single self-inflicted shot, 9:47 p.m. Note read, can't face what I broke. Not her fault. Sister sold all possessions, $8,400 total. Donated anonymously to Betrayal Survivor Fund. Full circle. Final email read before permanent block. L paroled early year 4. Fraud sentence cut for substantial cooperation with feds. Worked gas station night shift. Local paper profiled 2028. Viral villain finds God, sobriety. No mention of dinner table. No remorse expressed. Sister remarried. Private beach ceremony. Her invitation arrived via certified mail, burned unopened over kitchen sink. Fractures complete. No loose ends. Threats evolved, then evaporated entirely. Year 4 brought silence. No drones overhead, no key scratches, no silence killer 87, doxing attempts. FBI profiler closed case. Obsessed male, 3545, likely peripheral dinner witness. Activity ceased after arrest of unrelated doxing ring. Mailbox safe. Cameras gathered dust on porch. Day 1460, full circle moment. Grocery store 3 towns over. Same fluorescent buzz. Same checkout lady scanning items rhythmically. Woman behind her in line, mid-30s, ringless left hand. Whispered urgently into phone. Second phone story. Dinner expose. Gave me courage. She paid cash. Walked out into sudden dusk rain. Wipers slashed steady arcs across windshield. Hero, 187K plus. Dead women called her that in archived messages. Villain, peak hate mail, 43K total. Faded to irrelevance, year 2. Truth, drawer opened once. Phone found once. 27 days waited once. Table saw once. World spread forever. Lives changed permanently. She drove home through wet coastal roads. Cabin waited, wood stove crackling low, single bed made tight, ocean waves crashing 1 mile east. No drawers anywhere. Open shelves only, every surface visible. Coffee finished cold, laptop closed with final click. Silence endured. Not his, not Elle's, not sister's. Hers alone. 27 days birthed unstoppable movement eternal. Blueprint lived now in millions of hands worldwide. Apps, kits, seminars, books. Drawer inspections routine globally. She locked cabin door, checked deadbolts twice. Pepper spray canister on nightstand. Slept 12 hours straight. Dreamless. Second phones never slept. Neither did she.